if you're viewing this video, come out. We'll give you a solution. Don't you want to know after all this time if someone solved your puzzle? How sure are you that it's in this area?
Oh, and let me put one thing in. The one thing I figured out that I think nobody else has. The phrase is,
belt. All right, you're my first guest.
oh no.
In the studio. What title do you want? I'm joined here today by my dad, the esteemed, decorated treasure hunter.
Veteran
treasure hunter.
Well, I got started in the 80s probably with just general crypto and codes and ciphers, the Beal ciphers and some of the others like that. Got interested in one called Crypto Gift, which was the 1988 one that I did solve and won some money from that one. Just been doing them ever since then. Just ones that appeal to me, ones with heavy code and cipher is a lot more fun.
And then how did you hear about this one, this
Treasure of Unicorn Gold? So we had just finished not solving the golden owl hunt in the French hunt. We had come back from there, and a friend of mine said, "Hey, sorry, didn't win that one, but hey, have you heard about this one?" And so I said no. He and his friend had tried it when it came out in 1981, but they didn't make any progress on it, so he gave it to me. And I spent some months on it about a year ago, basically, and I think I got to some kind of good solution. So
yeah, because we went out to where you think it's buried, and you've actually been out there twice. I was supposed to go out there twice as well, but have you ever thought, hey, I'd like some treasure, I'd like some notoriety? Well, me too, and an opportunity to do so has appeared for me, so I'm going to hop on it and become a treasure hunter in 1 week. About to board, and I just couldn't imagine making it through that flight without, I don't know, throwing up 10 million times, passing out, and did my walk of shame back, and then I slept, and I slept, and I slept, and I slept. But my 1 week treasure hunting video is down the drain. And I had a whole thing planned for the shots I was gonna take. Whatever, next time. I believe I have footage of our hunt. Next stop, treasure.
I don't know whether to get encouraged or not.
I guess let's go over a brief history of the company and the mysterious owner.
So the founder of Metagaming was Howard Thompson, and he created the hunts. He created the Dungeons and Dragons paper version of the game early in the 80s, before computers were. Computer versions were very popular, so he did that. He did both the Dungeons and Dragon games, plus he added, his idea was to make it a treasure hunt and to increase game sales. So they rolled also the clues for where the treasure was hidden into the game rules and dialogue. So in the Unicorn Gold story, Miri and the unicorn are carrying on, searching for the secret whatever. So the whole story is about the bad guy that was trying to find her and their unicorn and sacrifice them to his god, whatever. Once you start a certain sequence, Miri and the unicorn are going to be killed, no matter. You can sort of get out of it, but mostly the main sequence is they all die.
Oh.
There's also a clue that talks about an underground waterfall, which is pretty clearly Ruby Falls. So he did the Silver Dragon in 1980. That was found very quick. That was found very quickly, within a month or two of it the hunt being started.
Yeah, and that one and the Golden Unicorn, the prize is $10,000, which back in the early 1980s was.
Yes, it was good. It was a good prize chunk, and there was also, of course, the statue itself. The Silver Dragon was an actual cast silver dragon that was buried. And he did the successor in '81, which was the Unicorn Gold, and there was supposed to be a third one, which never happened because the company went out of business a year after the Unicorn Gold hunt was released.
Because there was another person, Steve Jackson, who was an employee, and he wrote the rules for a lot of the games, right?
He wrote the Melee and the Wizard rules for the original series sequence, and then they, at some point, Thompson, he and they had what would normally be called creative differences these days, the polite term, creative differences, and they went their separate ways. So Steve Jackson left and founded his own company, and eventually did a series of computer Dungeons and Dragons games, and he went on to be very successful.
So Jackson really went in on the computer gaming and online gaming.
Right.
He thought that would be a thing for some reason.
Yeah. Well, he guessed right.
There was a guy in the Buc-ee's, he was like grabbing a Red Bull and he was like, I need a damn pick-me-up. Yeah, so there's a lot of unknowns to this hunt.
Howard Thompson just sort of decided to disappear and did sort of the Howard Hughes thing. It just disappeared from the world and no one knows quite where he is. So he may never have buried it, or if he did bury it, he may have gone back and retrieved it, or someone else could have found it by accident, which is maybe not likely, or it's still there.
But you don't even know what the statue or what is buried. It could be a horn of the unicorn, it could be the full unicorn, it could be a medallion, some placeholder, it could be any number of things. So the actual thing buried is hard to know what you're looking for as well, and no telling if it's valuable or not.
In the story itself, there's landmarks that are basically organic landmarks like trees and stumps and logs that would have deteriorated by now after 44 years. So chances of finding drop every year. And the area I think it's in, the roads are in really bad shape. The area itself has not been maintained very well, and it's much harder to get to the spot where the most likely spot I think it is.
We're about 10 or 11 hours into the journey, and somewhere in Louisiana, someone made the connection that it might be impossible to get to the forest area that we want because of the government shutdown. But we're about 30 or 40 minutes out from stopping today. Yay! We at the motel, Holiday Inn. But what keeps you going and spending time and money on it when there's no guarantee that it's still there, or that your answer is correct, or what do you want out of it, and what keeps you going?
I want to just try to resolve it, and if I could get to the spot that I was intending to get to, my hope would be that the location matches roughly enough to say, yeah, this is where it was, and therefore, I've kind of solved it to my satisfaction at that point. Just to say, hey, I got it nailed to within a few feet. And I think that's close enough, and then if it's there or not, that would be a bonus if it's there, but if it's not, I would at least have, an image of where it was and how I proved it, basically. It's just a way to solve an unsolved mystery.
Blah, 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 blah. Shrinkflation really hit pillows. They started disappearing one by one. So it's mostly like the curiosity and also the the verification that you were on the right track and that you have the correct answer to this puzzle.
And I like armchair treasure hunts and regular, buried treasure hunts out in the field. And this is just good practice. So
okay, is that what you plan to do mostly in your retirement?
Looks like it.
Because I'm down. We need to get our hunter's licenses and become certified treasure hunters, and maybe we can get access to things.
I want the secret handbook. Yeah, where's the secret handbook that says where the treasures actually are?
Where treasures are.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So let's say you do find the treasure. Would you expect to be paid out under the original terms, or would it just be...
No.
We're gonna make our fortune on this treasure, and then we're gonna go to Vegas, baby. Double it, triple it, right? I thought the $10,000 might still be on the table if
the contest is long over. It was actually only supposed to go a year or two, and then there was a secret card that you could mail in that after the contest ended in '83 or '84, whenever it was. He was just going to have a random drawing and hand out the prize, basically, and maybe the money too.
Stupid thorns. Ow! Are we going the right way? Don't you have a map?
I have GPS with the map, but...
Is this one of the spots?
No. We're about halfway. There's a spot over there I wanted to look at.
Death by 1,000 spikes.
Brambles, huh? We're actually really close.
Impassable. Plan B.
Plan B. Somewhere down here at times is a fork.
Is this the fork?
Fork.
There's this heavy can here. It's like a rock. How sure are you that it's in this area?
High 90%.
High 90%?
Yeah.
Well, if it was that easy to find this treasure, it would have been found.
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it seems like you're not really into the monetary value of this hunt.
It's nominal at this point. Even if it were gold, it would be worth only, say, a few $1,000s. So it's cost far more to go look for it than the prize is worth at this point. Yes, and declaring bankruptcy ended whatever the contest would have been anyway. So,
dang. What would you have spent the $10,000 on though?
A couple of nice meals. I don't know. These days it's just a couple of meals. So
I'm angling for a new Nintendo Switch, I guess.
Oh,
the Nintendo Switch 2.
Yeah.
Or
well, you spend it on more equipment for the next hunt. So you use that money to buy the electric mountain bike that you need to get to the next hunt. So
that's smart business. You have to keep reinvesting your profits for sure. So how do you think that the last recon hunt went?
This last trip we just got back from, it went great. We learned a lot. We learned that the roads are terrible, but that the paths are actually navigable. I think I broke part of the code, and there are still major the ciphers in the story have done me, I think, pretty much zero good at this point. That I've cracked most of them. I've cracked a couple that were never cracked, at least not in the 80s, or at least not when people were still talking about it in the early 2000s. Cracked 2 more of those, and none of the cracked ciphers seemed to help in any way in finding the location of where it was. So maybe those clues are part of some global, get you to the area, rough areas kind of clues, which I already had figured out via other means. There are maps in the game, and I found at least 4 or 5 matches to those maps in the area, which is where we went to try to get to, but we were unable to completely get to the closest spot.
So how sure are you of your solution?
99% sure.
Because I have a quote from you.
Uh-oh.
I have a quote from you during the trip that says, the problem with treasure hunting is you lock into one clue or piece and can't let go.
That's right.
So, do you think that applies?
It's an occupational hazard and it does apply, but
Right, and that gets me into how much of your solution are you willing to share?
right now not too much. But it's in a forested area, but that's pretty obvious. So other than that, it's just out there, and there's the maps in the game that I've looked at match very closely match maps of the terrain that I'm looking at.
Is there anything else you want to include or make a plea or anything?
No, I think I'm good. I think I've got an answer I like, and I'll have to, take at least a third trip to go find it. Find it for sure. Next time, go better armed with better equipment. If you're out there, Howard, give us a call.
Yeah, give us a call. Verifies you. Tell us something that only the real Howard Thompson would know.
Oh, and let me put one thing in. All right, I'll put one thing for Howard Thompson in there. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Here's the one thing I figured out that I think nobody else has.
Okay.
Let's call it. So the phrase is, the point is seeking.
To include that.
And if that means anything to Howard Thompson, then he should give me a call.
Does that mean anything to you?
All right, they got enough footage now.
Yeah.
Those Pokemon cards over there?
That's Yu-Gi-Oh!